Hey guys, what is going on? So today we're going to be talking about this guy right here, the brand new, I guess it's not brand new anymore. This thing is 3 months old already, which is freaking insane. But we're going to be talking about the iPhone 14 Pro 3 months later. Also a big shout out to Casetify for sponsoring this video. More on them later. All right guys, so first of all, I just want to talk about the first thing that I experienced with the iPhone 14 Pro. And that is the activation slash eSIM activation. So obviously with this phone, they ended up removing the physical SIM card that you just, plug into the phone and you're activated. They got rid of that just because, they're obviously trying to make the phone more minimal, just make it more simple for the consumer. And they sure did do that. It's very, very simple to set up. I was actually very surprised on how easy it was to set up my iPhone 14 Pro when I first got it. At first, I was pretty nervous about setting it up because I never did this before, and I feel like I would have some complications and it wouldn't work the way that I wanted it. I would have to ended up, taking it to a Verizon store and let them set it up. I'm not even kidding. This thing took like 4 minutes for me to set up my iPhone 14 Pro and for me, to transfer my SIM card, well, my eSIM onto this iPhone 14 Pro. So that's the first thing. It was just super easy to activate eSIM and to just get the phone working on my phone number. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the dynamic island. Obviously, this is the most hyped up feature on the iPhone 14 Pro series. This is like the main thing Apple was saying, hey, look, this is the new phone. You could tell by the dynamic island. And I do have to say, it is definitely a really, really cool feature on the brand new iPhone 14 Pro. And I really liked how they made it how it is, where it changes between, if you have a timer on your phone, if you're playing music, it changes on what you're doing on the phone. But is it useful? Probably not. It really just looks cool, and it's just a cool way to have, cut out on the phone. So the next thing I want to talk about is the specs of my personal iPhone 14 Pro that I selected. So I ended up getting the normal iPhone 14 Pro, not the iPhone 14 Pro Max, because I honestly think that's way too big for my personal hands, for my personal use. I just didn't think that would be a comfortable phone for me to have. I just think it was way too big. Last year I got the iPhone 13 Pro, so for me, it feels exactly the same as my previous phone, which I do like because I think it's a really, really good size. And for the color, I ended up getting the deep purple color, and usually I get the silver or, a bland, boring color, but this year I ended up getting the purple just because I just wanted to start it off fresh. I just wanted something new, just something that looked different than my previous phones. The one downside for the deep purple is that it's hard to find, accessories that match or cases that match. But this brings me to this video's sponsor, which is Casetify. You guys probably know Casetify. They're one of the most popular case brands in the world, and this Black Friday, they're having their biggest sale for the best protection on your phone, period. As you guys know, my last video was about this guy right here, the bounce case, and I dropped this thing 22 feet and it was perfectly fine. Okay, which absolutely blows my mind. I also am rocking the tempered glass screen protector and also the back camera protector as well to get the max protection out of that drop test. And like I said, nothing happened. The phone is perfectly fine. It just blows my mind how protected this case is. In addition, I also do use the phone strap. I use this for if I'm going on hikes and I want to take quick pictures. I just slap this on. I don't have to take it out of my pocket or anything like that. I just pull it up, take the picture, and it's all good to go. So yeah, if you guys want to take advantage of this Black Friday sale, I'll leave a link down right here and also in the description where you guys can check them out. Like I said, this is the biggest sale of the year. So if you've been looking to get Casetify cases and accessories, this is the time to purchase the items. So with all that, thank you Casetify for sponsoring this video. The next thing I want to talk about is the always on display, which is again one of the most important features, or one of the most newest features on the brand new iPhone 14 Pro. It's not brand new. Why do I keep saying it's brand new? This thing has been out for 3 months. So yeah, for me personally, I left the always on display on just because it's a new feature. I need to test it out. I just want to see if it's useful for me personally, useful in my life, because I've never had an always on display on my phone before, and I kind of just want to try it. I know a lot of people end up turning it off because it's very distracting, and I do have to say it's pretty distracting when I'm like working on my desk and my phone is, the screen's on. So I always think I'm getting a notification because the screen is always on. So in that case, I ended up, just putting it screen down so I can, work and not get distracted by my phone. But it's cool that I can glance down and just see the time and stuff like that, the weather, but I have an Apple Watch, so I don't really need to do that. So yeah, feature-wise, it's a cool feature, but I really do get distracted on it quite a bit. And also, I think it affects the battery life, which is the next thing I want to talk about. So with the iPhone 14 Pro, the regular iPhone 14 Pro, it is 1 hour better than the previous iPhone 13 Pro. And I have to say this right now, I really don't think that's true. I think that it is honestly killing the battery faster than the previous iPhone 13 Pro because obviously the iPhone 13 Pro didn't have the always on display. And I do see a lot of people talking about this, and it is true. I really just, it doesn't seem like my phone's lasting as long as my previous iPhone 13 Pro. So probably if I turn this feature off, the battery life would be better, but also this is a brand new software update. So maybe in a few months from now, the battery life on the iPhone 14 Pro series will improve and will truly be better than the previous iPhone 13 Pro battery life. The next and last thing that I want to talk about is the camera on this beautiful iPhone 14 Pro. So obviously with this camera, we get a 48 megapixel camera, which is a huge, numbered upgrade versus the previous iPhone 13 Pro. I mean, it is better quality than the previous iPhone 13 Pro sensor, but it's so minimal of an upgrade that most people probably won't even notice the difference between a picture on the iPhone 13 Pro versus a picture on the iPhone 14 Pro. It's honestly very, very similar between the two. So yeah, guys, overall, I'm very happy with the iPhone 14 Pro 3 months later. It's pretty much what I expected it to be. My favorite feature on it is probably that dynamic island. Even though it's mainly just a visible, feature, it doesn't really help me navigate. I mean, it helps a little bit with like setting timers and stuff like that. And visibly, it's helping me. But a lot of people are saying that it's not really a useful thing. And I do have to agree with that. It's not really the most useful, feature that they're saying it is, but visibly it looks really, really cool in my personal opinion. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys like this video, please drop a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Also, if you guys are interested in the top-notch protection for your iPhone, make sure to check out the link in the description below so you guys can check them out. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Peace.